In my past life, I had battled this kind of creature countless times. I knew its weaknesses all too well. I snapped my head around and bit down on its thickest primary tentacle. My razor-sharp teeth instantly severed its nerve. The searing pain made it release its grip on me. Its instinct was to break free, but I gave it absolutely no chance. Short burst acceleration triggered instantly. My entire body surged forward, and I clamped my jaws onto its head. No matter how its remaining tentacles lashed furiously at my body, I held on with iron-locked jaws until its struggling grew weaker and weaker, and finally went completely still. Ding. Host has successfully devoured mutant giant squid. Gained 10 evolution points. Ding. Congratulations, host. Triggered. Skill draw. Obtained species skill. Deep sea advance. Beginner. Ding. Host level raised to level 7. Body length increased to 12 meters. Unlocked. Deep sea extreme pressure immunity. I shook the blood off my body and looked up to see a deep sea probe not far away. I remembered Xiaoyu. Remembered everything he had done for humanity in his past life. I slowly swam up to the probe, without attacking, and simply used my snout to gently tap the observation window. Inside the cabin, Xiaoyu stared at the enormous creature before him, his whole body trembling. He had just witnessed with his own eyes how this massive shark had torn apart a giant squid capable of ensnaring a submarine. Yet now there was not a trace of malice in its eyes, only a kind of familiar warmth he couldn't quite decipher. I faced the probe, and once again tapped out Morse code with my body. Nuclear wastewater, in 2 months widespread contamination, full-scale collapse. Huaxia East Sea defense line, prepare in advance. Xiaoyu froze instantly. His mentor Zhao Yingquan, the nation's top marine biology and nuclear radiation expert, had been desperately calling out warnings lately. That nuclear wastewater would trigger a genetic catastrophe in marine life, but no one listened. And now, this intelligent prehistoric shark was transmitting information that aligned perfectly with his mentor's research. My warning delivered, I turned and triggered deep sea advance and vanished into the pitch-black ocean depths. Xiaoyu scrambled frantically to pilot the probe back to the surface. He had to go back immediately and tell his mentor everything. Half a day later, Xiaoyu reached land and burst into the office of his mentor, Zhao Yingquan. Zhao Yingquan was sitting at his screen, replaying the footage of my leap and breach over and over, his brow deeply furrowed. The silver-haired elder, in his past life, had been the supreme commander of the Huaxia East Sea defense line. In the final battle, he had pressed the detonation button and perished together with the mutant beast horde that broke through, and I had died in the same place. Mentor, look at this. Xiaoyu plugged the USB drive into the display. The screen instantly filled with footage of my battle against the giant squid, and the footage of me pausing in front of the probe. It's this shark. Not only does it possess intelligence, it's also sending us a warning as about the wastewater. 2 months from now, there will be deliberate contamination. Zhao Yingquan stared at the me on the screen, his hands clenched so hard his knuckles turned white. He had spent his whole life studying marine ecology, and after the wastewater discharge, the genetic mutation data he had detected in marine life had already exceeded the safety threshold by thousands of times. He had always thought he himself had gone mad, until now, when he saw the information I had transmitted. Just at that moment, an urgent ringing of the phone broke through. Zhao Yingquan grabbed the call immediately. The news from the other end of the line made him roar into the receiver in an instant. What? They dare continue discharging? These maniacs. These absolutely deranged maniacs. He had no time to explain anything to Xiaoyu. He grabbed his coat and bolted out the door. He had to go to the capital immediately and report all the data, every last warning, and to the highest authorities. He knew the time left for humanity was truly running out. And at this moment, I was in the deep waters of the West Pacific. Devouring as I went, evolving as I went. My Master of Disguise skill had been raised to level 2. I could now simulate the form of any marine creature for up to 60 minutes. This skill had saved my life countless times in my past life. Ding. Life form detected. Pacific green sea turtle. Devour to gain evolution. Points, ding, with a single thought. Master of Disguise instantly activated. My enormous body twisted and morphed in the water, and in the blink of an eye became a green sea turtle, identical to the ones swimming around me, and silently blended into the turtle school. The lead turtle in the school sensed something was off, and swam up to scrutinize me for a moment, but ultimately lowered its guard, and led the school onward toward the beach ahead. Half an hour later, the turtle school reached the beach, but before they could even crawl ashore, the roar of fishing boat engines approached. Several fishing boats came charging in, the people on board carrying nets and iron hooks. Without a word began dragging the egg-laying turtles up onto the boats. Screams and cries rose one after another. The boats were loaded full in the blink of an eye. These people were fringe members of the Abyss Hunter Syndicate. They were capturing sea turtles to use as material for radiation mutation experiments. In my past life, I don't know how many marine creatures were destroyed in their experiments. My Master of Disguise effect had just expired. My enormous megalodon form instantly restored. I slammed directly into the bottom of a fishing boat. The entire fishing boat, like a paper cup, was sent to the bottom in an instant by my impact. The people on board leapt into the sea, swimming for the shore with all their strength. I swept my tail sideways. The wave it raised sent them flying through the air. As for whether they could make it to shore alive, that was up to their own luck now. After all this was done, I turned and swam toward the deep sea, but before I had swum far, the system's red alert suddenly blared. Enemy warning. High-intensity active sonar detected. Source locked. Abyss Hunter Encirclement Fleet. 5 destroyer-class vessels in total. Closing on host's current position. Enemy warning. Depth charge deployment detected. Evade immediately. My heart sank. These lunatics had actually deployed military-grade encirclement equipment. To catch me, they had zero regard for any marine ecology. In my past life, it was their sonic weapons that trapped me, and their depth charges that left me critically wounded, which was why I had been powerless to turn the tide in the final defensive line. I didn't hesitate for a single instant. Deep sea advance triggered instantly. I dove at full speed toward the ocean floor 3,000 meters down, but the depth charges behind me were already closing in. Terrifying explosions detonated all around me, one after another, the shockwaves like hammers, smashing into my body with brutal force. I was instantly sent spinning head over tail, my dive trajectory brutally disrupted. Report, Captain. Depth charges have covered the designated zone. Shockwave confirmed direct hit on target. Target's dive trajectory has been broken. Current position 300 meters underwater. Deploy acoustic jamming devices. Seal off its dive route. Deploy underwater assault squad. I want it alive. The fleet commander's voice came through the sonar into my senses. Violent pain swept across my entire body. The blast fragments had slashed open my skin in numerous places, deep wounds that exposed bone.